After conquering this realm, the One Beyond wanted to see how long the civilization he built would last against SRP. The One Beyond comprehended deeper insights into the concept of civilization by having them face off against the unimaginable horrors known as the Parasites. This is just one experiment I planned. I still have many more for the future. Subscribe to stay up to date with my research. Alright, what's up? Welcome back to another Minecraft infection video. Today we're going to be doing something with SRP once again. In honor of me finishing my Minecraft Kingdom series with Millenaire, I want to see how long the world of Millenaire, full of all the different villages, the cultures, and everything, brought from our world, the modern realm, into this world, the Minecraft realm. I want to see if it can survive, well not if, how long it can survive SRP, because there's no question if it can. It's obviously going to lose against it. I just want to see how long it can survive against SRP on it being normal difficulty. So we're just going to watch as the village grows and fights back against the Parasites. Currently SRP, should be like this, evolution. How do I get, there we go, get phase. It is currently really low down. Literally just started this world. Everything is still 0 basically. So yeah, we are going to find a good spot to start it. Well, actually, yeah, we'll find a good spot to start it. And yeah, I will be back when I do that. All right, so I'm just gonna chill up here. I went to the Nether to give them until I gave the Nether phase 10 because with the Nether being infected, it will properly have the ubiquitous development level stuff going on. So yeah, we're gonna start the time lapse and hope y'all enjoy. Before unleashing the parasites on its empire, the One Beyond wanted to experiment with a different realm filled with the same cultures. Only the One Beyond wouldn't intervene and help the cultures reach their full potential. The parasites grew fast, reaching phase 5 from the first village in this realm. The entire village was destroyed by the parasites, with almost none of the buildings left standing, with the Nexus parasites starting to convert the lands into a biome meant for the parasites. All right, it's been like 13 hours, and they reached phase 6, and they have wiped out their first village. The start of the total ravaging slash wiping out of the civilization of this realm. So let us go find the next village the parasites will eventually take over and see how well they can do against them, if anything at all. All right, we found a new Mayan village. Let us see what type this is. They have decent defense, but not that good. It is a agricultural version, though they are not really known to be able to fight that well. Anyway, let's go find a spot to watch and see them grow and see if they can do anything. And the parasites have already started to spawn. I'm expecting them to kind of get whooped instantly. So, yeah, hope y'all enjoy. Probably not too much more of this, but we've already seen what happens with the parasites. Probably when they reach phase 10, their final phase, is when this will be all over, because they will have wiped out civilization of this realm by that point. That was the start. This is the next the target, and yeah, hope y'all enjoy. All right, so the last village got fully taken over. Let us see how long this one can last, or if Scape and Run will instantly wipe it out. I'll probably do another village or two after this one. Hopefully the other ones are a bit more developed because I changed the settings to where they should be a bit more developed. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy watching another Mayan village get taken over. All right, I'm gonna go attempt to find a more developed village. All right, so we are in the next and final village to see if they can stand up against the parasites, with them being in phase 7. This is a Indian one. It should be fully maxed out if I could actually find where you like do all that stuff. But yeah, it should be fully maxed out. Have like properly everything built with the guards and stuff. I just don't know where there it is. All right, down here. So they don't have everything built, but they do have like proper guards and everything, I guess. So yeah, this will probably be the final village for this world, and then I will end up going to my fully developed Millenaire world and have SRP take it over and see how long all my fully developed villages can last against it. Hopefully they can do it a while, because I did spend a while doing it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a copy of it so it's not my original world, but yeah, we'll see, because I want to, or at least have a copy of my original world so I can properly do stuff with it, like upload the map, in case y'all want that. But that's only if you do. So I'm gonna all right, so this realm has definitely been taken over by Scape and Run parasites, with no escape in sight for any of the cultures left in this world. Let's move on to my already fully conquered realm, full of the fully built villages of these Millenaire people. So I will see y'all when I go to that world and get it all set up. All right, here we are in the conquered realm, where all the Millenaire colonies and cultures are under me. All of them? No, that's still fucking horrible. I need to do it again. All right, here we are in the conquered Minecraft realm, where all the Millenaire cultures have fallen under my rule. Most of the villages are maxed out, but mainly the ones I control are fully maxed out and at the highest they can be. So we're here to see if SRP can take them over. Well, once again, they can definitely take them over, but I want to see how long the fully maxed out villages can survive compared to the non-upgraded villages that were just starting out. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a few of the fully upgraded villages that I started with and the ones I control. So yeah, we're going to start a time lapse. So hope y'all enjoy. We're going to do this one, then go to that one for the Indian culture, and then we'll go to the next culture, etc., etc. For 3 or 4 cultures. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy. Alright, anyway, we're gonna be chilling at this one now for the next while I go to sleep. And yeah, probably won't take too long. Then we'll change cultures, but we'll see. I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'm not doing like a... The original Indian village had already fallen. So I decided to check out my controlled Indian village that had undergone the same fate, it seems. Most of the buildings were destroyed, and no villagers were left in sight. It is time to move on to the next village and culture. So I will see y'all when I get there. But I'm not surprised. I mean, honestly, they lasted a lot longer than I thought they would. Is that a new, like, mob? Alright, here we are at the Japanese. And instantly, the parasites started to wreak havoc on them. So let us see, can they overcome them? Or will they get wiped out forever? It seems like they might get wiped out forever, though. Reaching Phase 6 shortly after invading the Japanese villages of the Empire, the parasites took over the villages instantly, with the villagers only staying alive due to the One Beyond reviving them once a day. There were so many parasites spread around the village, mostly on the outskirts, with the first parasite biome starting on the very same outskirts. There existed a beacon along with a dispatcher in the center of the village, but due to the parasite's evolution going haywire, they died after the phase regressed to Phase 1, forcing the One Beyond to manually set the phase for them for the time being. Damn, that sucks. I think it might have broke. I guess we'll see if it did break or not. But at the very least, the Japanese village has been wiped out, just like the Indian villages, with the central main thing of the village being completely broken down, no walls or anything. And it has, yeah, there's a whole bunch of infection spreading here, with the main one being over here at the bathhouse. It has taken over a whole bunch, including the food. So I will move on to the next culture, and I will see you there. Alright, here we are in the Turkish village. Will they last any longer than the other two cultures? Or will they be wiped out just as fast? Let us watch and find out. Even after being weakened due to their glitched evolution, the parasites still were a force to be reckoned with. During the initial invasion of the Turkish, the parasites destroyed the terraformed land needed to complete their fishery, only leaving enough land to infect it for their own. The parasites invaded the center of the village, converting the villagers into incomplete forms in one touch. But the villagers didn't go down easily. They fought back the best they could. The parasites still had infected the center of the village due to the broken evolution needing the TheOneBeyond to intervene, giving them enough biomass to reach the correct phase throughout this. Alright, so the Turkish culture has been fully wiped out by all the incomplete forms. There's so many over there, and they have started their biome spread, infecting all the land, turning it into their home territory. Most of the buildings here are destroyed as well, with the center starting to have gotten infected as well. It only just started though, compared to like over there and over there. And they have these weird ass snake things that I hate the way they look so much. There's a whole bunch of these, like everywhere. But yeah, the Turkish have gotten destroyed. Their culture is done for. Let us move on to the next culture and see if they can survive any longer than the Turkish did, or any of the other cultures. Alright, so I will see y'all when I get to the Byzantine culture. Alright, so here we are at the Byzantine, one of the strongest parts of the empire. Can they last any longer than the other cultures part of the empire against the parasites? Or will they fall just as easily against them? Really, really weird. I don't know what broke and why it broke, but something did break, so yeah. Anyway, let us watch and see them destroy the Byzantine villages, or village. And then we will move on to the final strongest part of the empire, the Normans, and watch as they fall against the parasites, helpless to do anything without the help of the TheOneBeyond. Almost as soon as the TheOneBeyond switched the Byzantine part of the empire, he saw a soldier fighting against the assimilated big spider, and surprisingly, the soldier managed to win against it. Meanwhile, other parasites were wreaking havoc in other parts of the village. The parasites had planned a multi-front attack, leaving the soldiers stretched thin across the village, with the normal villagers left to defend themselves. It was futile. The villagers were still alive, but stood no chance against the parasites. The villagers were slaughtered every day once they respawned. Even if the villagers could stand up, they couldn't wipe out the parasite biome unless they had a breakthrough in technology. This didn't stop the villagers from fighting, though. The indomitable human spirit breaks through. Seeing the villagers' non-stop fight reminded TheOneBeyond of his own past, but that wouldn't change his goal to gain deeper insight into the concept of civilization by destroying his empire. All right, so the parasites had managed to fix themselves and properly be able to progress through the phases now, reaching their final phase, phase 10, compared to before where they kept resetting every few hours, getting stuck in phase 1 or 0. But when they hit phase 8, they were able to fix themselves and keep on going. But if it wasn't for the One Beyond, they would have been stuck with no choice but to give up. So yeah, they are definitely getting fucked. They can't really stand up against SRP, especially with them being in phase 10 now. They probably put up a decent fight though against like the early stage, but once it like reached the later stage, it was kaput. It was done for them. But see, there's still a few villagers here and there, right there. Some other out and about, and more will just respawn over time. Oh, we have a colony now though, and we got a stage 4 of the beacons. I don't know where they're at, but colony is over there. So let me go to the Norman part of the empire and watch as the greatest part of the empire falls against the parasites without having any help from me. Okay, here we are at the Normans, the newest but almost the strongest part of the empire, and home to the center of the newfound religion. With the marvel being built, Notre Dame, where they all pray towards the one beyond. How long can the Norman last against the parasites now that they have all fully evolved? Will they fall in a day, or will they last longer? It seems like they might fall, but let us see what happens and watch as they fall and die and come back to life over and over and over. What the fuck is that thing? Alright, it has been 8 hours and the parasites have still barely taken over, but they have destroyed all the buildings basically. And they have their router and dispatcher, I forgot that was called for a second. I still don't see any beacon anywhere, and it seems like they're mostly just chilling at Notre Dame. But there is still a fair few things. There's this air shrew, whatever the hell that is. I've never seen that before. That has to be new. Over here, still chilling. Nothing too much going down over there. But the Notre Dame has gotten absolutely destroyed. The wall gone. Inside as well. Walls gone. Door gone. It's only a matter of time before it gets fully teared down from the parasite threat. Let us continue watch as the parasites take over the world and kill all the villagers while I'm forced to revive them over and over. But yeah, hope y'all enjoy as they keep on just infecting the Norman lands. Somehow the parasites managed to fix their evolution, letting them reach max strength, taking over the strongest part of the empire with ease, the Normans in their marvel Notre Dame. The parasites finally spawned a node, letting them transform the land into their biome, letting them thrive in their new home. Meanwhile, the villagers of the Norman villages were surviving, but were in a horrible position. For the time being, there were a few Norman villages that were safe from the biome, but it wouldn't be long until the parasites reached them, leaving no safe lands in the Empire. Even with the lands being unlivable, the citizens were still somehow surviving, surprising the one beyond. The villagers should have died by now, after he retracted his help by reviving them. They seem to have somehow gained the ability to revive themselves after being influenced by the One Beyond for so long. Discarding his original goal of destroying his empire, the One Beyond wanted to see if the villagers would stay alive to the end, and if they would give him more insight into a different aspect of the concept of civilization. Civilization adaptation, which helps civilizations adapt to any circumstance, like a civil war, plague outbreak, or an invasion from an outside force. It might sound useless for the One Beyond, but he could think of many uses, enough to decide this was the better plan. It has finally happened. The parasites have managed to spawn a node, spawning their very biome, converting the lands to their own, and at the same time infecting the center of the Empire's religion and their faith, Notre Dame, turning it into a nightmare, the very walls becoming flesh. Empire had come close to falling, but managed to adapt to the parasites surviving in the infested lands. The parasite biome had taken over the entire Norman part of the Empire, and was moving on to the rest. It wasn't his original goal, but watching his empire adapt to the parasites gave him deeper insight into the concept of civilization, while fully comprehending the civilization adaptation aspect of it. Using his new insights, the One Beyond devised new ways to run his experiments. Using his new insights, the One Beyond devised new ways to run his kingdom experiments, to fully comprehend the concept of civilization, incorporating it into his magic, just like he had done with the concept of progress. All right. It has been about I'm not too sure, maybe like 12ish hours, in the entire Norman area. Part of the empire has been taken over by the Parasites. They have taken over every single one of the villages and hamlets, converting all the land into their biome, changing the very forts into their own fort to be used for nothing. Even though there are still villagers living in the parasite biome, somehow surviving, managing to coexist with the parasites dying and coming back to life every day. Notre Dame has been destroyed, one of the walls being fully collapsed, and another slightly collapsed. The monks and Templars were still surviving in there somehow, living with the parasites just like the villages, even though all the structures were destroyed. So that's going to be it. We have saw how fast SRP can take over the Millenaire villages and how the villagers can resist, even if only slightly. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. And yeah, that is going to be it for the SRP versus Millenaire thing, to see how long Millenaire could last against SRP. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, you can go check out some of my other SRP content, or just infection content in general, or any of the videos I release. I really don't care. You can watch any of them. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed, and peace out, bye-bye. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you and remind you to like, comment, and sub, as all three of those things will help me out a whole bunch. And if you have already done those three things and you still want to support me somehow, check out my Patreon and my YouTube membership. The link for the Patreon will be in the description of the video. They both give you access to different perks. Like my Patreon will, on the highest tier, will let you get access to my unedited videos. And you can also get sneak peeks of my future videos on YouTube. While the YouTube membership at the highest tier will give you access to my videos on early access. And you can also get a shout out for both the Patreon and YouTube at the end of each video. Thank you each and every one of my Patreon and YouTube memberships. Your names will be on the screen right now. Your support means a whole lot, and it lets me continue making content with more effort and just in general.